All
Yeah.
right, Skinny, let's get started with the Bengals on this show because there are a few different things I wanted to talk about. The big story this week, though, has been the Joe Burrow, Joe Flacco situation at quarterback. Burrow, a full participator in practice. Flacco, not so much, still dealing with that AC joint injury. Is there a chance that Burrow's actually going to play this Sunday?
I don't think so. I think this is everybody's fan in the flames for some reason. Listen, the plan from Zac Taylor on Monday was we're going to work Joe into 11 on 11s this week. Burrow meeting. I got to do this different. I can't say Joe's each time. They're both Joe's.
That's right. That's right.
To work Burrow in 11 on 11. He was asked point blank on Wednesday, will Burrow be a participant in 11 on 11 practices? Yes, he will be because that's been the plan. Flacco this has been the last 2 game week Wednesdays. He did not participate because of the AC joint. He then threw on Thursday, was a limited participant. I would expect that to be the case today because that's the plan for him to throw. He says he feels fine. He says his body feels fine. He probably won't participate on Friday. This is a great chance to get Joe Burrow some work, but not get him prepped for this game. I don't see this. I think Zach fans this a little bit just to maybe have a little gamesmanship because they're not lying. He's a full participant. When you participate in 11 on 11s, you are a full participant in practice. Does that mean you're ramping up to play in this game? No, I can't imagine. Unless somehow Joe Flacco has the weirdest setback of all times. And this is, again, this will be the 3rd straight game week of this regimen. No practice Wednesday, throw on Thursday, do not be a full participant, do not participate on Friday, start on Sunday. That's been the plan. That's what's happened. And I don't see that changing at all for this game. Joe Burrow's had 111 on 11 practice, and everybody thinks it's now he's ready to play. I mean, that just sounds too far-fetched to me. And let me just tell you this, and I wasn't the only one that noticed this. A couple other reporters. So I get done with Joe Flacco's press conference, and I had to go talk to a couple players for a story I did on, the other weapons, other wide receivers stepping up, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm walking out of locker room a little bit early, probably 3:45, and it closed at 4. And I see Burrow sitting in his locker. And dude, he looked a mess. He looked shell-shocked. He was half staring into space. It looked like he just faced 60 straight cover zero blitzes and barely lived to tell about it. Now, again, is that because he went through a full practice and it took a toll on him physically just because of that? Was it because the pain is still there? I don't know. He looked just shell-shocked. Like he honestly, he had PTSD. It was weird. And that guy's going to start on Sunday?
Skinny, let's take pretty much everything else out of it. Like all of the is he ready? Is Flacco hurt? All of that stuff. Just let's say Burrow actually is. He's feeling good. He feels like he's ready to come back this Sunday. Would you do that anyway? Like, would you play him in this game? To me, I feel like it's already a lost cause. The idea of rushing him back, and again, I know that's a relative term. If he's telling you ready, if the doctors are saying he's cleared, then you may not be quote unquote rushing him back. But again, this is clearly earlier in the timeline for him to be back than we were expecting. Would you play him in a game like this when, in my opinion, I know they still are mathematically in it, but they're basically out of it at this point?
No, if he's 100% and it's not a matter of pain management, it's a matter of you are 100% feeling no pain and you look good. And by all indications, Joe Flacco was even asked, how did Joe look? Said Joe looked good. Okay, I'll take your word for it. You're a quarterback. You should know what look good looks like. I'll give you that. But again, if this is a matter of pain management versus 100%, then no, I'm not going to play him in this game. I'm not going to rush him back for this. I'm not going to
Even
do
if
that at
he's
any
fine,
point.
though, doesn't there need to be some level of considering his injury history, considering what these games are worth, and thinking about the future going forward with the Bengals? Like, I just don't
We've
understand
talked about
playing
this.
him in
This
this
is
game.
just it's not how NFL players operate. It's not how NFL teams operate. If you're able to play and you're good to go, you're going to play. If you're one of the better guys, I mean, if you're a backup guy, you're not going to play. But I mean, no, that nobody operates in that window of, oh gosh, what if he gets hurt this year? Yeah, what if he does? What if he gets hurt in the first game of next year? What if he gets hurt in training camp next year? All that's on the table. You just can't live in that world.
I get it in most cases. I mean, like, Skinny, think about baseball. It's nothing to shelf a guy for the last 30 games of the season if you're already out of it because you don't want to put more wear and tear on his arm if he's a pitcher, or you don't want him to, if he's been banged up, you don't want him to be injured.
Or he's already showing discomfort. That's fine if you're already showing discomfort. And that's where I go back to this. If he's showing any level of discomfort, then no, I'm not going to play. It's not a matter of putting a steel toe plate in his foot and go, man, I hope you don't get banged on. Let's see how things go. And you're like, yeah, I'll just grip him. No, man, this has to be 100%. You're good to go. And here's the other part. When you're coming back from something it's not catastrophic, but it's certainly significant. Most NFL teams go by let's get a week of practice in and we'll add another week. And I think that's where we're at. Last week was 7-on-7s, get him to throw and see what it looks like. This week's get him some 11-on-11s because we can, because we know what Flacco's plan is going to be. So we'll get Joe some of those reps or a chunk of those reps in 11-on-11s, and that'll get him in. And then next week, short week. This is kind of his ramp up week for the short week going into the Thanksgiving night game.
Yeah, it's to me, it is not worth the risk. I just don't understand. You've got a guy. If this was, Joe Burrow's first injury in his second or third year, then yeah, I'm not worried about it as much. But at some point, and it might have already happened, this might have been the one. He's not going to be Joe Burrow anymore. He keeps taking these injuries. He's not going to be the same guy. Maybe that'll be the case as soon as now. But I don't understand the idea of putting him out there with a terrible offensive line, a defense that has no chance to win him games, and say, yeah, let's just see if this toe's good. Let's see if it all worked out well. Why not just give him extra time to make sure it's 150%?
And Zac Taylor wouldn't be the first coach to be able to do some gamesmanship when it comes to stuff like this. Like, hey, might play. Will Flacco start? I don't know. Let's see how the week goes. I'd play that game too. I mean, any doubt you can put in another team's head of who's going to be the quarterback, I think it's not an awful thing, and you're not subjugating the rules. He was out there practicing in full yesterday. That was the plan all along, and he's listed as a full participant, and everybody just jumped to the next moon of he's going to play on Sunday. No, it doesn't mean that. It means exactly what the plan was yesterday. He's going to practice in full. Flacco's not, because he hasn't the last couple of Wednesdays. They've got a plan for both. And listen, if you're Zac Taylor and you can play that game of, we'll see how it goes. I don't have to make a decision today. I don't have to speculate on this. Well, sure. Why wouldn't you play that game?
Yeah, I'm totally with Zac Taylor and what he's doing. This is nothing against Zac Taylor, the way he's handled this. I think more so I'm reacting to the fans who are like, Burrow might be back. Burrow might be back Sunday. He should play Sunday and all that. I don't really understand the excitement for Burrow to be back this season. I would rather him not play another single game personally.
Yeah, I disagree on that part, but I'm the same as you. I mean, to me, again, him coming back makes me go, great, he's back, and this defense still sucks. So what difference is it going to make?
Yeah, and in fact, it's worse than that for me, because I'm terrified of the idea that he takes another bad hit, and like the next one, Skinny, we're all going to be under the impression that he's not right anymore, and he's just not going to be back. So I just don't know that I want to play that game this season. But like you said, that's not how the NFL typically operates, and I'm sure it's not how they're going to operate here. I would definitely like for them to wait longer into the timeline, though. I definitely don't want him back earlier than we expected, or saying they rushed that timeline at all when we look back.
No, and I'm in full agreement with that. Like I said, this isn't a matter of, hey, I'm just going to manage the pain. I can do this. No. You got to be 100%. There's no we're managing the pain part of this program, my guy. You need to tell us, and we need to know and see it look 100%. We can't see it like you wince when you take a step to your right, or you evade the rush to the left, or you have to roll out and you're kind of favoring it, and you'll be able to see that. Nope, we're not going to do that. You're not going to tell us I'm going to make no. Now, listen, if you're in a playoff hunt, maybe the conversation is different. But when you're really not, then no. I'm with you on the part. He has to be 100% to be able to go out and play, and I don't think he's there yet. And I don't have any reason to believe he should be there yet.
Agreed. I would feel.
By the way, you know what I'm frightened by? I'm frightened by watching Geno Stone try to tackle somebody again.
That is a legitimately concerning thing. Yes, that is a real problem for this entire organization right now.